Okay, now that we moisturized our wood, we're going to install some weather stripping. This is bronze weather stripping, which is very traditional. It's been around since probably the late 1800s. So you can cut it with a pair of tin snips. This piece I'm going to be installing on the upper sash on the left hand side below the pulley. And I don't know if you can see it close, but it's got little ridges that the sash rides on. It's got a little crease that once I get it all nailed down, I'll be able to bend out so I get retention against the outside of the sash. So what I want to do is I want to line it up so it's even, not interfering with the pulley or the rope, and not touching the outside blind stop so it moves free once I bend it out. I'm going to take a nail, I'm going to start in the middle. Some of these come with pre-tapped holes in it. Some you'll have to take an awl and put your own holes in it. Generally you want to go about every 1.5 inches, 2 inches. I'm not going to drive that nail all the way in case I have to adjust it. I don't want to have to dig it out. Because what the center one does is acts as an axis. And so I can line it up at the top. So what I'm looking for is the same gap between the edge of the wood where the center stop goes in and the edge of the weather stripping. Okay, on this window we have no upper sash weight cord on it, so what we're going to do is we're going to rethread that real quick. First of all, we want to make sure that there's a weight in it, so we're going to go down to the weight pocket. In this case is in the outer sash windows channel. There's a screw at the bottom of the pocket. We're going to remove that. We're going to pull the door off. And if we're lucky, we'll find the weight behind the door. The weight's right here. So what we have to do is work it up so we can get it out. This is trial and error on how to do this. Because they are awkward and they are heavy. There we go. Okay, so we have the weight for the upper sash. Next we're going to take fishing line, chain. If the old rope is still there, a lot of times you can tape the new rope with duct tape on the end of the old rope and just pull it through. So what we have here is just regular window chain with a little hook made out of a safety pin that we can lower over the pulley down through the weight cavity and hook the new rope on. We're just going to take this, we're going to feed it over the pulley, and we're going to push the chain against the pulley and just roll it over until we get enough chain and back that the weight of the chain will pull the cord through. Now with the chain threaded through, you can see that it's hanging freely in the weight pocket. We're going to pull it out. We have our new sash cord already cut to length. We're just going to fish hook right through the cord. And we're going to go back up top and pull the cord through. So with one hand I'm pulling the chain, the other hand I'm just feeding the cord in back. And out from the top. We should get that end of the cord that we hooked. Now we have the weight cord is threaded over the pulley. We're just going to tie a knot so we don't lose it. Now we have the sash cord threaded. We're going to take the weight. We're going to put it through. We're going to make sure it doesn't bottom out. Then we're going to go around and through. And make sure the knot is tightening on itself. Then we're going to slip it back into the cavity. they drop down. Now we're going to go to the top and make sure both ropes move freely. Now that we have both sash cords tied off to the weights, we're going to want to make sure they both work freely. So that's upper sash, that's lower sash, and that's both at one time. Now we're going to let those set. We're going to go back down and put on the sash cord door. Back down here to the sash cord door. It has 2 notches at the top, which are going to catch a couple of screws on the top of the door. So we slide it in. Feel it hit the screws. We're going to push it up. We're going to put the single screw in the bottom that's going to hold it in place. We're just going to tighten that down. And that's how you replace weight cords. Okay, now we're going to install the top sash cord. We're going to pull it. It's going to be the one towards the outside. We're going to hold it to the top of our sash. We're going to put the knot into the knot pocket. So what we're going to use to retain it is just an 1 1/4" drywall screw. We're going to put it through the knot. Now that we've got the screw into the knot, we're just going to drive it in with an 1 1/2" drywall screw. Don't go with the real deep screw because you might actually go in and fracture the glass. We're going to take it tight enough so that the screw is not interfering with the side of the jamb, and so it's flush. Now we've got that done. We're just going to put it up in the upper sash channel. Push the window in. Make sure it works freely. And next we're going to put in the center stops to hold the upper sash on the outside tracks. Okay, first I'm going to start with my top center stop. I'm going to put it right in the rabbet for it. These should fit fairly tightly. You have to tap them lightly to get them in place. Make sure your window fits behind it. Next we're going to put in the left-hand side, center stop, parting bead. You're going to look at the end. One of them is going to have a slight angle for the slope of the sill for water drainage. So the longest end is going to go towards the outside. You're going to take your upper sash all the way down. You're going to slide it into the slot. You're going to slide it all the way in and out. A couple taps to make sure it's in. If they don't fit